I'm setting up the tripod so we can do a shot of this landscape here on a wide lens and a telephoto lens so we can see the difference. I want the shot though to be the exact same so you can really tell the difference between the two. So we're using this tripod. I leveled it out. There's a bubble on here. It's usually the best way to start. We have a video head because we're doing some video here, but it works the same because I'm not moving at all. So one really cool advantage of the mirrorless cameras is that I have a monitor I can use on the back. Not a lot of DSLRs can do that and maintain shooting. So this is a 14mm lens. We're shooting at an f9 at 100 ISO and 250 the shutter. So let's take a shot with this setup right here. It's nice. I have the horizon kind of lower because again my negative space. Try to level out here a little bit. This doesn't look totally level. Sometimes depending on where you are, the level on your tripod won't necessarily reflect the horizon. So just keep an eye on that. And yeah, that looks pretty nice. I like where it is. I like the sky. Let's take a shot. Cool. So that's the 14. Let's switch to the telephoto. Typically I would attach the telephoto right here for the tripod because this lens is actually heavier than my camera itself. But because we're just swapping in and off, I think it'll be okay for now. So right off the bat, you can tell I'm at a 50mm, and that's a lot more zoomed in than the 14. So I'm gonna have to adjust the camera. We're gonna tilt down, and just to show you guys a difference, I'm shooting at on my camera it's 140, so it's a little closer to 200mm on a full frame. But we're aimed right here at some rocks, and you can really see at 140 there's a lot of stuff that's out of focus and very little in focus. It's just one plane because I'm shooting at a 3.2. The other cool thing is you can tell is how the background compresses itself. As you zoom in, the space in the far background and mid-range that starts to get compressed, mostly because of the filaments in the glass. When you shoot wider, it looks like that stuff's further away from each other. So it's kind of one effect that you may be looking at when shooting with a telephoto. So let's take a shot. We're gonna focus on there. There you go. So it's not as expansive and wide. Let's look over at this Joshua tree. And you can see there's mountains in the background. I'm gonna kind of lower the Joshua tree so it's down here. You guys will see this shot in a second. And I'm gonna open it up because it's just a little too bright for me. I'm gonna use a shutter to open it up because I want to keep it at a 3.2 to keep throwing stuff out of focus. We'll go to a 2.8, 100 ISO and 1,000th of a second. And the background's a little blown out, so let's come down a little bit. You can tell that the Joshua tree you can see is in the shade a little bit, and the background's pretty bright, so the difference between the shade and the light side is a little much. So I've kind of bracketed. Maybe we can mess with that in Photoshop, but yeah, you can see how shooting with a telephoto really compresses stuff and makes things look a lot different than a wide-angle lens. So I want to show you what it looks like stopping down. This is the same situation that Phil was talking about earlier with Sam. So I stopped down to a 22, but it told me my shutter really needs to be a 30th to get the same exposure. Because I'm on a tripod, that's probably okay, but I'm gonna just up the ISO to 400, and so I can bring the shutter down to 1/25th just to make it a little bit better. I mean, I'm not shaking the camera at all, so yeah, now you can see in this photo, same exposure. It's still a little shadowy in the front and kind of bright in the back, but a lot more is in focus. You can see the ground on the dirt is a little bit more in focus into the background, and there's a little less fall off. So that's kind of a big difference when shooting at a 2.8 and a 22.